your day? I hope you all guys have a great day.
So here we have 6 sweet girls sitting around who are ready to tell you about something everyone likes. Can you guess what are they going to talk about?
Money, clothes, or maybe vacation? Everybody likes those things.
No, I think you missed something here.
Oh, of course, it must be about food, isn't it?
2 thumbs up, right? We are going to talk about food, especially what food that makes them feel homesick, reminds them about hometown.
I see. Since this girl here are college students in Jenderal Sudirman University, they come from the far city. Must be something that they looking for. Oh well, I hope it is not a sad topic.
Well, it isn't. Now let's say hello for the girls there. Hi.
Before we go deeper, would you like to introduce yourself? Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Sawanda Sabrina.
My name is Listani Windiani.
Hello, my name is Ajeng Rahma Puspita.
Guys, my name is Hayu.
Hi, my name is Yucura Valina.
And I am Linggar Putri. Valen and I will be the host here. Here we go, our very first podcast.
Hi, and I'm going to talk about payung. Payung Bandung is one of the typical culinary delights in the city and regency of Bandung. The name of this culinary dish consists of 2 words, namely payung, or Indonesian it means cassava tapai, and Bandung is the name of the city where the payung is produced. The origin of the traditional culinary payung in Bandung is from Cimeneng district or Bandung Regency. Since the colonial era, cassava is the basis for making payung has been known by the people of Bandung as a substitute for rice, which at that time was very difficult to obtain. Abundant cassava production sometimes causes some that has not been consumed or processed to rot. One way to anticipate that it does not rot is through processing and preserving cassava. In Cimenyan, cassava processing is done through a fermentation process using yeast. From the processed result, a culinary dish known as payung is produced. Apparently, this preservation process has been going on for quite a long time. The process of making payung is quite easy. The only ingredients needed are cassava, water, and yeast. The first process is to peel the cassava skin, then wash it clean. Usually, the cassava used to make payung is whole cassava, which is only cut at the top and the bottom ends. Once everything is clean, the cassava is soaked briefly and then placed in 3 streamers filled with water to be boiled twice until half cooked. After boiling, the cassava is drained then sprinkled with yeast. The yeast cassava is arranged in a bamboo basket lined with banana leaves. Leave it for 2 to 3 days until the fermentation process is complete and produce payung that is sweet and tender. Payung function, apart from being a snack, is also believed to be able to warm the body. Yeast, as a fermentation ingredient, is the main factor that causes a warm effect on the body after eating payung. Until now, payung Bandung is usually sent to cities or regencies. Bandung, Garut, Cianjur are mostly sold as souvenirs.
Wow, I think we should try it, guys. But I want to ask you about payum. So, is that payum is similar food like tape?
Good question. Both are actually same meaning, but they have different name according to the region. In Sudanese, we call it payum, and in other regions, they call it tape.
Thank you for the information about that food from your region, Valen. Now, let's move to the next topic. Hawa, are you ready to tell us about your food?
Oh, of course I am. Menggono is a typical Central Javanese dish, especially in Pekalongan area. It is said that Menggono comes from the Javanese word Murgo, which means coast, and Ana, which means there. The beginning of Menggono's creation was a military court. It is given the soldiers of the Mataram Sultanate under Baroque Soviet UVOC in Batavia in 1628. At the time, economically difficult wartime conditions affected the minimum demand for food and clothing. After the group of Mataram soldiers arrived in Pekalongan Regency area to rest in the village, the residents were exhausted and hungry. The initiative to look for vegetables was born, until young jackfruit was discovered, which was widely cultivated by the people of Pekalongan. Then, process the young jackfruit briefly until it becomes chopped young jackfruit, which is cut into small pieces and season it with grated coconut. Since then, this dish has been called magono, which is an abbreviation of mergo ono, which means in Japanese because it exists. Magono is generally served with white rice, boiled balado eggs, mendoan, or tempeh, black squid, and so on. Magono is usually packaged in banana leaves to strengthen the aroma and make it more fragrant and delicious. Magono is generally sold in food stalls, lesehan, and even used in special cars for selling. Some are also sold as canned food. Canned magono usually contains half-cooked magono accompanied by spices. However, there is also canned magono which is only young jackfruit and must be cooked yourself. Actually, magono can be combined with rebung or bamboo shoot. It will be as delicious as the jackfruit.
Well, that's an interesting food, also an amazing story. Combination of farm rice with spiced jackfruit. So let's talk about the next Sundanese food. You guys already know the taste of this food before. Okay, let's call Listanti.
Hello everyone.
Surabi is an authentic Sundanese delicacy that is captivating in all its variations. The best way to describe it, it's a small thick pancake that made of rice and corn flour. This culinary delight is then topped with either savory condiments such as cheese, egg, and sausage, or sweet ingredients such as banana, chocolate, and jackfruit. Surabi is cooked in a specific clay oven where each little pancake is placed in a steaming hot gap until it's cooked. The toppings are cooked on top of the pancake so they blend in with the mixture. Originally, surabi was flavored with oncom, which is fermented beans that make it a spicy bite with oncom almost resembling minced meat. Surabi has evolved popular demand and it has created many new varieties. There is now pandan surabi where the pandan leaves are mixed into the batter, causing the pancakes to be green. To make things interesting, creative toppings are added. Indonesian taste buds somehow categorize cheese under the sweet category, and therefore cheese is often coupled with chocolate and coconut milk. To the Western people, it may be a little bit strange, but Indonesians love it. Surabi with oncom only cost 1,500 a piece, and while their creation with sausage, egg, cheese, and homemade mayonnaise will only set you back 6,000 rupiah. If you're in the neighborhood anyway, be sure to accompany your surabi introduction with a typical Sundanese drink, such as bedrek, bajigur, or calenak as a dessert.
So, is it actually a savory surabi? Because all I know about surabi is a sweet food.
Well, there is also a different type of surabi in Sundanese that has brown sugar as the main ingredient, which is makes it sweet and it's called as surabi berem.
Oh, alright, that's interesting. There are many types of Sudanese food that we can try. Now we are going to move to another region in Central Java. So I guess it is my turn right now. Well, as someone who came from Klaten, a small city in Central Java that stands between Yogyakarta and Solo, I have a food that makes me feel homesick. It is sweet fried duck, or as you know, we usually call it bebek pacem. I think in English it can be called pacem duck or whatever is that. I think you girls really already know what pacem is, don't you? Well, you could say bebek pacem or bebek pacem goreng is quite a typical food in Klaten because the food there have sweeter taste than food in Purwokerto. This food reminds me of home because in the last few months, my mother has been making pacem duck that my mother's customer ordered, and I really miss to taste it again. A mixture of sweet and savory aromas, tender meat, and special spices with a plate of warm rice. Oh, that's really delicious. In my house back in Klaten, my parents and I usually eat together, and they always make me to take the biggest duck meat. And by the way, are you girls curious about how to make pacem duck? Well, I'll tell you briefly. When we make pacem, there is a lot of seasoning needed. The main seasoning is palm sugar, then tamarind, coriander, candlenut, lemongrass, lengkuas, and some others. All these ingredients are mashed, then sauteed, then we need to add enough coconut milk. This coconut milk gives a savory taste to the duck meat. It will be boiled together with the duck. And the cooking time is quite long to ensure that the duck meat is completely cooked and the spices are perfectly absorbed. Oh, and there is something unique. This pajam duck can be combined with soto. In Klaten, we call it soto bebek. Shredded duck will be served on top of the savory soto broth. In Klaten, there are several restaurants that serve duck soto and pajam duck meat, such as Butar Manu Restaurant, Buheri Restaurant, and yeah, so that's about duck pajam, a tasteful food that I'm longing for right now.
Oh wow! I've never tried that. I think I should buy it right now because I'm so curious about what it tastes like.
Yes, you should. Let's drive to Klaten right now because I am kind of miss about everything there.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, some of you must be curious about the duck meat, aren't you? Try it someday. Next, we have food from Cirebon, another region of West Java. Here we have Ajeng that will explain her favorite hometown food. Ajeng, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm from Cirebon and food that makes me miss home is bubur sop. Or maybe we can call it soup porridge in English. So bubur sop itself consists of a porridge filling that has a denser texture when compared to chicken porridge or bubur ayam. And then there is an additional soup broth that has a strong aroma and a warm taste from the addition of pepper. For the filling itself, bubur sop has many fillings when compared to bubur ayam. There are pieces of shredded chicken, fried soybeans, and glass noodles. Yeah, one thing that makes bubur sop and bubur ayam is different is bubur sop has glass noodle in it. And then for the topping, there are usually shreds of cabbage, boiled potatoes, tomato slices, and crackers. The reason why I chose bubur sop as the food that makes me miss home is because the weather in Purwokerto itself tends to be colder than my hometown in Cirebon. Although the weather in Cirebon is hotter than in Purwokerto, I usually eat bubur sop in the afternoon for lunch or sometimes in the morning for breakfast. And the bubur sop sellers are already crowded with buyers since noon. But yes, it is more crowded if you buy it at night. Therefore, bubur sop is very suitable to eat when the weather is cold. It may be a little bit too much information, but a few weeks ago I was not feeling well and all I could think about was I want to eat bubur sop. Because usually, if I'm not feeling well, my mother buys me bubur sop. And at that moment, I just realized that there was no bubur sop in Purwokerto. Like, how can? So at that time, I was the one who also told my friend from Cirebon that I was not feeling well, and carving over bubur sop was immediately sent to with rice by my friends for a delivery order. She's very kind. My friend said that although it may not taste the same, hopefully it can still be enjoyed to eat. And it's true though, like it's true. The taste of soup with rice is different from the taste of soup with porridge because I think both of them actually have different types of broth. And at the end, I'm so grateful to my friends who has been kind enough to buy me soup, has also been looking for anyone in Purwokerto who sells bubur sop by phone, even though she also cannot find it. Well, yeah, maybe that's enough from me.
Oh, that's an interesting story. Now I have a question for you. So, what is the main characteristic of this bubur sop?
Its characteristics. It has clear broth in it because usually porridge have yellow broth like in bubur ayam. But the broth of bubur sop has strong pepper taste and it's really delicious.
Okay, that is from Ajeng. She already told us her unique food, a flavor combination of porridge and soup, right?
Now here comes the last food. It is from Central Java again, especially Banyumas, the city where we are studying. We have Hayu that will explain about ketuk. Now Hayu, what will you tell us about it?
And I'm going to talk about ketuk. Ketuk is a traditional Javanese food made from the main ingredients of cassava. Ketuk is a popular food in Indonesia, especially in Central Java, East Java, and Yogyakarta. This food comes from Magelang, Central Java, and then spread to various regions in Indonesia. Making getuk begins with peeling cassava and boiling it. Once cooked, the cassava is pounded or mashed by grinding and then sweetened with brown sugar. Or if you want to make the colorful getuk, then use granulated sugar and add the food coloring. As a complement, getuk is usually sprinkled with grated coconut. Getuk has sweet and savory taste with soft texture. There are several types of getuk, but I prefer the original ones, not fried nor given food coloring. You can find getuk in traditional markets, but my mother prefers to buy it from a neighbor who sells getuk. Her name is Ibu Darmini. There is getuk that comes from Banyumas, Sukaraja to be exact, called fried getuk. And fun fact, fried getuk was first made in 1918. Sanpirnas Ramestan, in addition to selling rames, also offered getuk cemal, or it is like wet getuk, because the getuk does not always sell out and it is frequently thrown away. Mr. Sanpirna decides to reprocess it by frying it.
That's interesting. So there's a thing called fried getuk, right? Not just an original getuk, I mean. So what's something special with this one?
Fried getuk has unique texture. When you bite it, it has crispy texture outside. It is sweet and also savory, but because they use palm sugar and it is fried, so it caramelizes.
Alright, those are interesting. They share their food, also share their stories. I know they've imagined their beloved hometown they're longing for while all sharing. Valid, how is it? What do you think?
That's right, Lingkar. Listening to them talk about their city's typical food make me want to try it. I even miss my village which provides lots of payum.
Oh, me too. Maybe even most of the students really miss their typical village food, right?
Of course!
Well, here we are at the end of our podcast for today. We spent minutes with the girls here. It's nice to tell and hear their food stories.
Yeah, so we'd like to say thank you for listening to our new podcast. Bye bye, have a good day!